I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stump the Guru. We're here for another month of exciting, fun, new ideas to help move your sales process forward. I know we have folks from around the world who are listening to this on our podcast every month, and I really appreciate you showing up. It means a lot to me, and especially those who are coming live on this show to ask me one of their toughest sales challenges they're working on. And this is a place where you can really bring, if you want, anything you have right now that you're working on, that you want some insights on to help you move the ball forward in your sales process. You could be chasing someone right now or not getting a call back or not sure what to do with someone who could be high value opportunity for you, and no need for you to stress about it. Just come into stumptheguru.com right now live, click the link. We'll let you in the queue and choose you to come on to ask a live question. And my name is Ari Galper with Trust-Based Selling. We've been at this for 20 years now, and we specialize in coming up with innovative, different, unusual, contrarian ways to build trust with people in your sales process, to condense and consolidate your funnel into one step versus 4, 5, or 6 steps. Now, how do you do that? You do that by building trust with people. And the theme of today is the whole concept of not thinking to yourself, I have to have my sales pitch ready. Your goal instead is to have a conversation with somebody, a two-way dialogue without a hidden agenda. And the key to that is a mindset shift to let go of the sale, not even consider your needs in the conversation, not think about a next step, not think about your goals, not think about how much you can make from the conversation. You have to completely let go of what your own needs are in order for you to dive into their world, to be able to unpack their issues. It's what I call going down the iceberg, where you can unpack, peel back their onion of their challenges, help them understand the impact of their problem, help them see if it's a priority for them to solve, and then have them choose you to solve the problem. Because here's the irony of all this, is that your prospects don't really care about how you solve their problem. What they care about is if you're the one to solve it or not. Once you understand that psychology, then you begin to break down and reverse engineer what you're doing to prevent yourself from over-educating, doing free consulting, talking about your services, even trying to build a relationship with them on that first conversation. That's the mistake most people make. They think their job is to build a relationship with someone on that first conversation, and that is not true. The real key is to build a relationship with them after they're a client, not before they're a client. Before they're a client, it's trust building, not relationship building. And those are very, very different. And if you want to learn more about that, or even have a one-on-one private chat with myself, one of our consultants, just go to unlockthegame.com/free consultation, and we'll talk you through this so you can understand where you might be getting in your own way in your own success. So we're back to the show live, a global show here and all the channels around the world. There are people lining up right now to jump in and ask some questions. And we'll bring Steve on to see who's next. Steve, who's on first, Steve?
All righty. What's happening, everybody, and welcome to the lovely month of March. First up, we've got Norris Brodsky. I'm going to bring Norris on. Hey, Norris, what's up, buddy? How you been?
Greetings from Hilton Head, South Carolina.
There we go. So if you could let everybody know who you are, what your business is, and what you're all about, and then your question for Ari.
Yes, Steve. Norris Brodsky, 25-year financial advisor in Baltimore, Maryland with Wells Fargo Advisors, working with Ari. We've written a book, trying to get it published, having great success just interviewing different people about the book and some other covers we've talked about. So, Ari, my question today is, after interviewing someone and gone down the iceberg and talked about some things, the interviewee says, everything's great, Norris. I'm really satisfied with who I'm working with. he or she has addressed the issues that we've talked about. But you've been great, and thank you for interviewing me. And have a nice day. So my question to you is, what's next?
Okay.
In other words, I don't think I've lost the person.
No.
I want to continue. I want to, at some point, I'd like to re-engage with them. Now, in one particular case, I'm going to play golf with this guy because he said he'd love to. So that's certainly, but my question to you is either that person or going forward, what's the next step with these people that I believe are not no, they're just not yet?
Okay, so we have to go back a couple steps. So we had to find out what would cause him to say to you, I'm happy with who I'm currently using. Something in that conversation got him to think somehow that you're trying to move him away from who he currently has, somewhere in that dialogue. I'm not sure how that even came up. What I'm suggesting to you is this: that should never even come up, because your goal is not to try and move him from A to B. Your goal is to try and identify any hidden concerns he has not yet told you, that he hasn't even told his current advisor. So what I'm suggesting to you is, after you go through the interview and he says, I'm good, I've got no problems, here's what you can say to go deeper, to flesh out what the issues are that he hasn't been told anyone yet. So that's your only goal of the interview, is you go down the iceberg. You're trying to find items and concerns and worries that he has not yet expressed to anybody else. And you're trying to create what I call a moment of vulnerability with him, where he feels so comfortable with you, Norris, he can't help but to tell you his deepest concerns. And in a day and age of volatility right now, I can't imagine, unless they're completely billionaires, have no concerns. Even billionaires have concerns. So if someone says to you, Norris, I'm happy, well, that's probably half the story. So the only reason he's probably saying he's happy with who he's currently using is somehow in the conversation he felt like there was an attempt to move him maybe away from the other guy. I don't know. But here's the question you want to ask. If there was one thing that you could wave a wand and improve or address or remove any concerns from your financial situation, no matter what it is, taxes, investments, insurance, anything, just wave a wand, what would you want to have fixed or go away? What would that be? That forces them to really, really think about the one thing that's deep down inside. Now, if he says to you, you know what? There isn't even one single thing I want to change about my situation. You know what you're going to say? Have a nice day.
Understood.
So you got to dig deeper. You got to really ask the profound questions to flesh out the issues that he's not even telling his advisor and not even telling you. That's why it's so important that that nuance of that iceberg is so well done, so he feels comfortable enough just sharing with you things he wouldn't tell anybody else.
Gotcha.
All right.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Norris. Take care. All right. We're back to the Stump the Guru show. We are live, international, global, online right now, around the world. We have people lining up, I can see, in the room back here to ask questions. This is your one chance once a month to come on and ask me any question you might have around any complex, simple situation that you might be in right now. We're trying to move the sales process forward, but it's stuck. And if you can just land one more opportunity, it would change your month, change your quarter, change your life. And why not come in and get the answers now versus struggle with getting traditional answers? So this is your chance to come on in live and ask me a question. So who do we have next, Steve, in the green room back there?
All righty. I've got a double for you. So I've got a 2-for-1 question for you coming up. I'm going to bring on David Bisco. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he's all about and what his questions are. And one of them script related, which is something I know that we all here deal with a lot. So, David, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right. Fantastic. Hey, Ari, how are you?
Been a long time, Dave.
It has been. Yeah, it's been great. It's great seeing you again.
You too.
So I have a new role. So I am now a profit acceleration strategist, basically a business coach
Mhm.
that helps small business owners in service industries
Uh-huh.
get from 6 figures to 7. And I'm able to double their profits in less than 6 months,
Uh-huh.
guaranteed, without any additional spend on marketing or advertising.
Okay.
So I do this with a proprietary software
Mhm.
that focuses on like 40 different strategies,
Mm.
USP, compelling offers, all that good fun stuff.
Mhm.
The challenge is I need to get people the initial call. I need to get them to schedule a 45-minute profit acceleration call.
Okay.
And during that call, I'll provide them a free step-by-step roadmap to show them how to double their profits. The
Okay.
ultimate goal is to get them to become a one-on-one client of mine or to join my group coaching.
Okay.
So I have 2 different scripts to try and do that. So if I can, I'd like to share one with you
Yeah.
where it's a cold call.
Sure.
All right.
Are you calling a cold list of business people, basically, outbound?
Yeah. So basically, ads in my paper of service providers, like let's say a painter, maybe.
Okay.
Right. So I see his ad, it triggers me to give him a call. So I pick up the phone, I say, hi, Bob, my name's David Visco, and I'm an associate contributor with the 6-Figure Coach magazine.
Okay.
Could you do me a favor, please? I'm gathering information for an upcoming chapter in my new book.
Uh-huh.
The reason I called you is because it's my understanding that you're one of the top painters in the area, and I'm trying to find out how the rise in interest rates and inflation are impacting your business, right?
Mhm.
So would you allow me to schedule 45 minutes to pick your brain on this topic
Mhm.
so I could gain more insight in the industry and profession?
Mhm.
And I greatly appreciate it. And if that doesn't work for you, do you have somebody else in the industry that I could talk to? As my thanks, I'll send you a copy of my current book and I'll make a reference to you in my upcoming book. That's it.
And what do they say?
Well, so far, I haven't really used it very much, and that's why I'm calling you to see. I have a coach in this business, and this is something that he uses fairly successfully. When I've used it, I get people that aren't necessarily, jumping through hoops to give me
Well,
the.
the reason why they're not jumping through hoops for you is because it's not addressing a specific concern they're probably having right now in their current business.
Yeah.
Obviously, inflation, those issues affect everybody at the top level.
Yeah.
But to really get someone to commit, which is a big deal, to accept someone they don't even know on one call, to show up for 45 minutes out of their busy day in the truck painting houses is not an easy feat. And people underestimate the effort necessary and clarity to make that happen. So
Right.
I guess, are you writing a magazine book of some sort? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we do have a magazine that I'm able to publish articles in.
Okay.
But along with that, I also have a second book that I'm writing. So that's
Okay.
why,
Okay.
yeah.
So you could just test the same approach, but changing your languaging a bit. My name is, David Visco. It was kind of wordy that the associate editor of was kind of like, who, what? Maybe
Yeah.
tighten up a little bit. I'm working on a new book in the industry related to painters around things affecting the business. So it's about him. And I just wanted to see if you'd be open. I think you said a different word. If you'd be open to the possibility of me interviewing you briefly to gather your insights and ideas and issues that you are seeing in the industry that are being impacted by the economy today. Would you be open to that?
Okay.
That would be a smoother approach than what you just did to me just now. If they were really interested, then they're not going to resist your approach. They'll just resist the concept and the idea they don't want to do it. That's the first improvement. The second improvement is a change. Remove the whole interview offer altogether.
Yep.
And go in specifically on the specific issue you can help him solve, which I assume is creating more profits.
Right. More profits.
So why don't we just try and be fully authentic here and more authentic and say, My name is David Visco. I'm a business growth coach in the painting industry, and I work with owners of painting businesses who are looking for new ideas and insights to increase their margins and bring new clients in. Is that something you'd be open to?
I like that much better. I mean, that's exactly why I reached out.
I mean, it just felt like the first approach was kind of circling the wagons, It's like you're kind of
Yeah.
like going around it, hoping to pull them in. It just feels a bit shaky, but
Yep.
this feels more authentic and direct because you're addressing exactly what you can help him solve.
I like that.
And if he says to you, well, what does that entail? What does that mean? Which he'll probably say to you, what do you mean? What's exactly what you want them to say. It's
Right.
a perfect trigger. Well, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I mean specifically, I think got some new, interesting insights and ideas on ways to leverage certain key components of your business that probably you might be not focusing on that could increase your profitability. And if you'd be open to it, I'd be happy to schedule a consultation with you via Zoom, no charge at all, and walk you through some ideas around this. Would you be open to that? See, the language, you can't resist the languaging. Even the offer sucks. It still sounds good.
That's hilarious. That's good.
So if you got a great offer
yeah.
and the RE languaging, you're bulletproof.
Yeah. Bulletproof. I like bulletproof. That's pretty great.
All right, David.
Yeah. And I think Steve had mentioned I can queue up another one
Sure.
that I had if you still have time.
Yeah.
This approach is a little different. Let me know if it's a fit or not. This is where I find somebody's ad in the paper or in a value pack or whatever, and I think the marketing isn't very good.
Yep.
So what I do is I go onto their web, I search them on the internet,
Okay.
and I'm recording it in Loom. Do you know Loom, where
Yeah, of course.
yeah. So you're recording what you're seeing on the screen, and you're pointing out the weaknesses in their marketing.
Yes.
And the idea is then I take that video, and it's only a few minutes long. It's maybe 3 minutes, and I email it to them.
Right.
And within the video is a link where they can click to schedule a quick call with me.
Yeah.
And
How's
I'm
that
curious as to, I have that script, but I'm
Well,
curious.
how's that
as
working
to
though?
what
Are you doing it now, right?
Yeah, I've tried it a couple times. I've gotten no calls back. No
I wonder
email
what that would be.
backs.
I wonder
What's
why they
that?
wouldn't call you back.
I don't know. Maybe it sucks.
Well, look,
I mean,
I think it's a great idea, just the wrong medium. What I mean by that is you want to avoid digital marketing.
Right. Oh, no.
Avoid the inbox. The inbox is the worst place to be with 1,000 emails. I mean, it's like I love the idea. Here's what you can do instead. Take a snapshot of the ad, print it on your printer. Then take a red pen with an arrow and circle all the areas and an arrow and write a note next to each item that is wrong. Then write a letter, a real letter, type it out and print it in your printer and sign your name and say, "Hi, John, introduction. I noticed your ad and here are some issues that I found. If you'd be open to it, I'm happy to improve your marketing to get you some new quality opportunities." And you put it in an envelope.
Right.
And you FedEx it.
Good old Dan Kennedy stuff. I love it.
You send it in the mail, not digital, not
Right.
click here, click there. There's no focus. They won't take you serious. They don't even know who you are. People do that to me all the time. They take a picture of my homepage, say, "Ari, your SEO is horrible." I don't even know who they are. I can improve your SEO. I'm like, oh my, are you kidding me? But if they mailed me a photo of my homepage,
sure,
and they drew arrows and pictures with their name on it, I'd be so impressed with the mailing of it. I would call them back.
I love that idea. Why didn't I think of that? You're perfect, man. That's awesome.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
The universe brought us together again. So come on back again, David. Good to see you again.
I will. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Take care, Art.
All right. All right. We're back and with the Stump the Guru show. Great questions today. Very different, but I think people are starting to see some insights that, are kind of old school, but are effective. I'll tell you, we got to be really careful about automating your marketing. Because what you can do is you can automate out the effectiveness of it. It just won't work. Great idea, wrong channel. Change the channel, same idea, complete success. For instance, I'm doing a newsletter right now for my private clients. It's a physical one in the mail with an envelope and a stamp, 12 pages long, every month. Right? I could send an email out with links on it, sure, but it won't be effective. But when they get in the mail, they tell me this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. No one's doing this, and we have success with it. So hopefully that helps all of you who are listening today. All right, Steve, who else do we have in the queue there?
All righty, we've got one left. We've had a couple technical issues where people have come and gone, but Sam is hurtling down the road right now. I'm going to bring Sam in. Sam, are you going to safely be able to ask Ari a question?
I'm very safe. I'm actually a passenger, so I feel very privileged. Very privileged to score some time on the show with Ari. Thank you very much. Ari, question for you. Look, just to give you some perspective, I'm a business coach, but I actually niche in the productivity coaching market. So my core target are people that are time poor, business owners that are time poor, and they suffer from procrastination and overwhelm, and that's essentially what I do. So I'm quite fortunate, due to everything you've taught me, everything I've reviewed with your resources, that when I get them on a call, I can actually have I'm very happy with my conversions. In fact, I actually work out whether I want to work out with them or not. So my challenge at the moment, which is what I wanted to ask you, it's a two-pronged question, is that I've heard a lot about these host-beneficiary relationships where, you know, I look at who else has got my target market and possibly talk to them about accessing their database, not owning it, but just, you know, accessing it so they can put me in front of it. So my questions are twofold. The first one is, knowing that I'm in the productivity space, looking for time poor people, what might you suggest as target markets or people that are already not associations, but people that are already likely to have those sort of customers? And secondly, what do I say to these people? I mean, what I want to say to them is that, look, you know, I got this product and I'm good at this, and you're not, and you got all these people there that can do with my assistance. How about you put me in front of them? But I want to say that the delicate, non-mafia way.
Sure. The first thing I would do, as I'm hearing that scenario, is productivity. First of all, the generic concept applies to anybody. What I would do if I would niche down into an industry, say plumbers, for instance. I'm just thinking out loud here. Now there are lots of plumbing associations, plumbing coaches, all kinds of folks like that who have those folks under their wing. If you approached a group like that and said, and a specialist who works with plumbers on getting more space during their day to fit in more clients, that's what I specialize in. Would you be open to me doing an educational webinar or some information to your audience to see if they resonate with that message? Would you be open to that? See, that's a much safer approach than let me sell you my product to your clients.
Yeah.
So you got to enter their sphere as somebody who is already oriented towards their industry. That's the first tick box. Oh, good, he gets us. Oh, good, he's one of us. That lowers the trust barrier immediately. Then by you saying, I have some articles or a webinar or a book or an article or something around this topic for plumbers, and you love to see if his audience or clients would find that valuable, would he be open to sharing some of that with his folks to help their business grow? That to me seems like a more accepted approach that I would probably be open to, you know, if it was really oriented towards a problem that would also help the other middleman as well.
Love it, Ari. No, that's great. You mentioned plumbers. Is there anybody else that you might think could be more inclined? You know, because for me, the people that are most time poor and most frustrated and overwhelmed, they're the perfect market for me. And
well, gosh, that's everyone these days. That's everyone these days. But I mean, there's service providers. Any service provider. There's consultants. There's, oh gosh, probably, you know, people who are on the road. I don't know. That's a good question for us to think about offline about. But I would just choose a few of them that are low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Industries that already have groups already put together in someone else's pond that you can approach as the expert in that industry. Now, as you know, time management applies to anybody. So all you're doing is repackaging yourself for that niche, but the same content virtually for everybody.
Yeah. And another question, that's perfect, Ari. Thank you. That's given me a lot of insights. Just something that you mentioned to the other gentleman. I've actually been asked to contribute to some articles in an association and in their newsletters. And I'm going to do a series of them. But should I write my first article and just do it as a solution to something, and not have me with an invitation to if this resonates with you, reach out and I'll understand your specific
You
situation?
do both.
Should I have that?
You
do both?
You do both. You write the article, give them an amazing answer, and then you say, if you want to learn more, reach out to me at XYZ.
Okay, so you're not suggesting write the article first and just have me down the bottom without any offer, just to make it a bit softer, or just have that offer?
Well, no, definitely. Yeah, no, you got to make sure that article is hard hitting. It has to give unpack the problem, give a clear answer. And then at the bottom, you can have a bio or a next step that says, who you are. And then if you'd like to have a complimentary consultation or whatever your offer is, put it right in there.
Okay, so you wouldn't do just the article with the solution and no offer. Perfect. Excellent. I was a bit worried about that, thinking, should I, shouldn't I? But I thought, no. Yeah.
No, in fact, I just talked to someone, a group as well, who asked me for some articles, but were not willing to put a next step under the article back to me. I said no.
Right, perfect.
Because I'm delivering the value. The article is not a bait and switch. The article is hardcore content. It lands hard, but not to have a bio with a next step behind it. Why would I do that?
Yeah,
it's just like a waste of time.
Man, you're a genius. Thank you very much, Ari. That's perfect.
Thanks,
That's
Sam.
given me a lot.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Well, we're at the Stump the Guru show. We might be soon out of time. Anyone left back there, Steve, who's on for today?
Nope, we've cleared everybody up. What you and Sam were just talking about kind of comes back to the days when people would say, well, I'll give you exposure if you do this and that the other thing for free for me. I'll give you exposure. But we all know that a dollar is worth $1. But we've got nobody else today.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. So getting yourself out there marketing is no longer effective, because here's why: everyone's doing it. So you got to do what everyone doesn't do, so you can be contrarian. So thanks for coming on the show today. Great questions, interesting ideas and scenarios, and hope you come back next month. Just be here live at stumptheguru.com. Just click in there and you'll get in the queue. And as well as if you want to be a guest on the show, just go to unlockthegame.com/podcast. You get our podcast and fill out a form there. We'll put you in the queue as well. And of course, this is on Spotify and all the podcast channels you can listen to every month. Take care, everyone. Take care. Signing off for now.
I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.